We're going to tell you a little bit more about Africa Agri Tech in just a little bit. But before we get to that, we'd like to tickle your technological taste buds, if we may, with some insights from a couple of guest speakers. First up, we have invited Priaash Ramadeen from the Awareness Company. He's going to talk to us on the subject of data. Priaash, welcome.
All right. Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor and privilege to be here. It's a little surreal as well. The last time I was at the Africa Agri Tech launch was 3 years ago. And as we know, all the chaos has happened, and it's really great to be here again, and I'm really looking forward to next year's event. So my name is Priaash. I'm the co-founder of the Awareness Company, and we tell stories from data across a multitude of different sectors, and agriculture is a big part of the work that we do going forward. So a little bit of what we do. We enable the agricultural sector and the industry and value chain to make data-driven decisions with what we call data storytelling. We are currently deployed on farms, we are deployed on, with agri organizations, and we're currently running a large smallholder focused program with Microsoft South Africa, where we've learned a lot of lessons about technology, about the market, about education of agri-tech. It's all vital and it's all needed. So I'm going to start off by going through some definitions. And I think it's really important when we talk about technology and data that we all need to be on the same baseline. And that's really important. So we talk about precision agriculture, but what is it? And there's a lot of buzzwords when it comes to data and technology. But for me, the definition that we all need to focus on is on what are we trying to get after? What's the output? What's the goals? And that really is still about maximizing quality, profit, and now what's come into the conversation is sustainability. This is important. Sustainability is no more this nice to have. It needs to bring and come into the conversation. And if we are all on the same page of the definitions of precision agriculture, then we can start talking about, okay, what technology can I utilize? How do I leverage data? What's the sensor that's going to help me? And so forth. So I think it's really important. Let's start off on the same baseline definition. So data, what is it good for? Absolutely everything from my perspective. But data really gives us two things. It gives us a first level awareness as to what's going on. Typically, what we've seen is we're all in a very reactive state. And what data and technology starts to uncover, it gives us this first level awareness of, hey, what's going on the ground? Whether you're a farmer, or whether you're an agri-business, or whether you're a financier supporting farmers or so forth, it gives us that first level awareness. The second thing that data gives us is this deeper level understanding as to what's going on. So there's many different levels to our understanding on the ground, and data helps us uncover each one and go deeper. But fundamentally, at the end of the day, it's all about enabling better decisions and better actions. And humans, they say, are not really great at multitasking. Data is fantastic at multitasking. Technology is fantastic at it. So we can do sustainability activities and precision agricultural activities. We don't need to compromise on that. And this is what technology gives us. They call it a force multiplier. And that's the key. So the interesting thing about nature-based solutions is that usually they're not physical commodities that can be delivered, okay? In agricultural world, there's produce and so forth. But if we're talking about sustainability, what do we deliver? How do we prove this? So just show of hands, how many people know what a digital twin is in the audience here? If you know what it is, hands up. So not too many, so I think I counted about 4 or 5 hands. So a digital twin is a terminology that is used to replicate the physical world in a digital form. So a simple example is that we want to take a farm. We want to digitally replicate what's going on in the farm and create a bi-directional link of information from the farm in a digital world. And that also helps us, as they say, get paid. Now, the getting paid specifically component speaks about, one example is everyone's talking about carbon credits and we're talking about sustainability, but we need that data, we need that evidence, we need that traceability value chain. This is where technology comes in. So this is a quote that I've taken from the World Agri Tech Innovation Summit that happened in San Francisco 2022. So the idea here is to build these bridges and use data and technology to build the bridges. And this is now spawning a whole new level of what they're calling value and supply chains. So it's no longer the traditional one. There's a whole digital supply chain. And data is helping us sort of navigate that. So in the audience, I assume there's a wide range of different stakeholders in different types of agricultural organizations. So when you look at this table, just place yourself in either one or multiple columns on the value chain. The hostess spoke about the agri-value chain. And this is really critical. Data and technology isn't only on the ground for the farmers. It's also for the inputs and the suppliers, the logistics, the distribution, the packaging. The customer themselves, the fork side, wants to know the story behind the food now. More and more. That's more important. Data and technology is going to help give those answers. And there's a benefit of data across this entire value chain. So we are looking at that entire value chain. And I spoke about the new supply and value chains. The summit again highlighted 3 key challenges when it comes to talking about sustainability and technology. It's data capture, data sharing, and data privacy. Now, thankfully, there are existing mature technologies, companies that are working with these type of things to alleviate and fill the gaps that the agricultural industry is having at the moment. And it's not, again, if we look at the value chain, it's not just about the farmers or the offsets that they can produce from a sustainability. I'm talking about carbon and sequestration and all of those things. But it's also the insets from the larger companies. Larger companies have climate goals. They have sustainability goals. So what this actually means is there's a new opportunity for partnership when we're working. And data really and technology is that glue that's going to help strengthen those partnerships. So my co-founder, Estelle, who's in the audience today, this is her famous line: you can't improve what you can't measure, and you can't influence what you have no awareness of. And this holds true for anything. If we want to start looking at data and agriculture and farming, and precision tech and agricultural security and sustainability technology, we have to know what we're talking about, and we have to have on the ground real-time information flowing, and that means we're measuring, and once we measure, we can start influence. But if we keep doing the same practices we're doing, we're not going to have any awareness, and we're always going to be in a reactive state. And that's my main message I want to sort of leave you with. But data is difficult. Let's not make any mistake. Data is something that's difficult. Each data project that you embark on, just show of hands, how many of you work with data, whether it's a spreadsheet or a mobile application or a data lake or something complicated? Okay, cool, this is awesome. So I like to see a lot of hands up, because this is great. Everyone is working with data. So you would know it's not trivial. It's something that is difficult. And we need to find more ways to streamline the difficulty so we're not duplicating efforts. The top normal data value chain makes it difficult. It's hard. So we are trying to find ways to be more efficient, to short-circuit that. So as organizations, we're focusing on what data we need, and we're focusing on how we utilize it. So I am an entrepreneur, so if someone puts me in front of an audience, I will sell a little bit. It's by my nature. So introducing Hydra. Hydra is the awareness company technology that we use to facilitate a data journey. And we abstract all of the buzzwords: artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, data analysis, and we bring that together in simple, easy-to-use interfaces, which we call data stories. So we are firm believers of presenting information in an easy-to-use way, whether it's for the farmer, smallholder, medium-sized, large farmer, whether it's for the agribusiness, whether you're in grain, whether it's for the financiers or the insurers. Everyone has a place to utilize data and technology going forward. And it shouldn't be in the form of a spreadsheet or your typical ERP or CRM system. It should be aesthetic. It should be something that that's joyful. And that's one of our missions as well. Agricultural data should be sexy, as we've heard going forward. And it can be. So there's many, many data sources. If you look at this picture and you identify with one of the data sources, they, from a sustainability perspective, particularly, whether it's still doing the soil samples, mobile data capture, making that more friendly, doing drone flyovers, using IoT, Internet of Things, that sensors and devices, whether it's soil moistures or CO2 sensors or environmental sensors, take a holistic approach and ask yourself, okay, in my world, which data sources do I need? What do I need to make the difference that I'm looking and the outputs that I'm looking to get to? So we will not get to scale if we continue to rely on the same ways we've been doing things historically. How do we scale this? If we're talking about global sustainability on a wider scale, how do we get to this in the next few years and not have to wait for the next 20 years? So I'm talking about utilizing more data, more technology, and an ecosystem of people coming together. We're a technology startup. That's our role. We're the data side. We want to partner with farmers, with agri organizations, with larger companies, with government departments, all of us coming together, targeted at one goal, and data and technology being the goal. Thank you for listening to this very shortened talk. I can talk for this for hours, so here are my details if anyone wants to chat further. But thanks for having us this morning.